There have been some very disturbing scandals that have come to light over the last year. High-ranking Navy officers taking bribes, high-ranking officers being court-martialed on sexual assault charges, Air Force officers responsible for launching nuclear weapons caught cheating on their proficiency tests. What's going on here? Is there some change in the culture here? What do you attribute this to? Do you see a connection between these things?
First, I don't know what's going on, to answer your question. I'm very concerned about this, as I have been on all these different issues as they float out. The health of the force is as high a priority as we must always put on this enterprise, and we will do that. So what I've done, just like I've done on sexual assault and everything else that comes out, the cheating scandal, some of these other scandals specifically, I've put in place review panels, both inside and outside. Go out, take a look, come back, make recommendations, as we've been doing month after month after month on sexual assault. But on the bigger, broader focus of your question, I'm going to bring in a senior military advisor to the Secretary of Defense on the overall issue of ethics. Are these issues connected? I've been meeting with the chiefs, I've been meeting with the secretaries. There's no one who takes this lightly. Every one of our secretaries, our chiefs, have taken the initiative on this. What's driving this? I think there are a lot of factors here, Bob. We're coming out of 13 years of war. There are a lot of issues here. None are excuses. But we've got to focus on the health of this enterprise and our people, and we will.
Let me just ask you about one of those areas. The number of reported sexual assaults, I guess, continues to go up. You say the command structure in the military is part of the institution, the culture. That's why you can't take the responsibility on these things away from the commanders, like some, including Senator Kristen Gillibrand, have suggested. But is it time for a culture change? Is it time to think about that? Why have you decided to stick with the command structure as it is on this?
Well, first, let me compliment Senator Gillibrand and Senator McCaskill and other leaders on this issue in the House and the Senate over the months that we've worked with. I know there are differences of opinion on some of the specifics on how we accomplish sorting this out and fixing it. But make no mistake, the Pentagon, our leaders, civilian, especially military leaders, are absolutely committed to fixing it. It's one of my highest priorities, has been since I've been there. I meet weekly on this, Bob, a round table with all the senior members of all the services, sexual prevention offices, all the things that we have already put in place. I've put out more than 21 directives.
Why not take this responsibility away from the commanders?
That's one part of it. That isn't the only part, but here's the overall reason why I think that would be a mistake. There are other factors, a lot of factors here, Bob. It is cultural. It is accepting standards that we should have never accepted. But whatever happens, happened, and we got to move forward, fix it, and we are fixing it. But here's to answer your question. Commanders are accountable. They're accountable to their people, to their systems. That's the way the military has to work. And by the way, the commanders right now, and we've changed a lot of this because one of the things I've done, and the Congress has helped me on this, the White House has helped me, the President's been involved, is focusing on the victims. The victims haven't had that focus. And by the way, the other part of this is on more reports. We think right now that's a good sign. And that's a good sign, Bob, because they have confidence in the system that something's going to be done. That's been a big problem here. People haven't reported because they've been ostracized, or it's been the victim's fault. And we're changing that. We're not where we need to be yet, but to your point about taking the commanders out, they don't have the overall power to change everything now. But if you disconnect the commanders, it's a point that Senator Lindsey Graham makes, and he's a reserve colonel, and he studied this a lot, then you're taking away a certain responsibility of that commander on not only knowing what's going on in his or her command, but actually having some responsibility. I don't want to do that. I want more responsibility put on our commanders, not less.